Have you ever noticed that the person who seems most determined to hold you back isn't someone else, but your own inner voice? That voice that loves to tell you you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not ready yet. What if I told you that there's a way to change that voice, to not only quiet it, but actually turn it into your biggest supporter? Today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can handle that cruel inner voice and make it work for you instead of against you. Listen, friend, I know the struggle firsthand. I know what it's like to be held back by your own thoughts, to feel like your worst critic is inside your own head. But I've learned ways to turn that critic around, and I've helped others do the same. If you're tired of feeling stuck, ready to start living your life on your own terms, then stick with me, because we're breaking down 6 key steps that can help you do just that. In the next few minutes, you'll learn why your inner critic even exists, what triggers it, and how to turn those harsh comments into powerful affirmations. Plus, we're going to dive into the connection between your inner dialogue and living authentically. And most importantly, I'm going to provide you with action steps you could take right now to start transforming that voice. So let's jump in. To start, we need to understand where the inner critic comes from. Have you ever wondered why that inner voice always knows exactly where to hit you? It often stems from past experiences, whether it's a critical parent, an overly demanding teacher, or even negative social expectations. It's like we internalize someone else's voice, and over time, it became a part of our own thinking. When you realize that critical voice isn't yours, but a reflection of someone else's past judgments, it becomes much easier to let it go. Imagine if you could strip away all those old stories and replace them with something empowering. That's what we're going to do today. Take a moment right now and think about a specific negative belief your inner critic often brings up. Write it down and consider where it might come from. Was it something someone said to you once? Because identifying the origin is the first step in taking back control. Now that we know where this voice comes from, let's figure out how it tends to get loud. What are the situations that trigger your inner critic? Is it when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, or when you see someone else when you see someone else's success? Moments are like alarm bells for your inner critic. It jumps in to protect you from perceived failure. Understanding these triggers is powerful because once you recognize the situations that set your critic off, you can prepare for them. Imagine being one step ahead, ready with the plan, but when that voice tries to hold you back. I want you to take a moment and think about the last time your inner critic spoke up. What was happening in that moment? Write down at least one specific trigger. This awareness will help you anticipate and prepare rather than react in the heat of the moment. Next, let's connect the dots between your inner dialogue and your ability to live authentically. Here's the thing. The more you let that inner critic dictate your thoughts, the more we let that inner critic dictate our thoughts, the more we shy away from being our true self. We avoid risk. We stay quiet when we should speak up. And ultimately, we live smaller lives. But what happens if you start questioning that voice? What if you begin to ignore the critic and step into your real self? That's where the magic happens. Because being authentic is what allows you to find your true purpose and live in alignment with who you really are. Here's what I want you to do. Think about one area in your life where you've been holding back because of fear or self-criticism. What would you do differently if that voice wasn't there? Visualize yourself taking action without the negative commentary. This is the beginning of reclaiming your authenticity. Now, let's talk about how we can change that inner dialogue. It's not enough to recognize your critic. You need to replace those cruel comments with empowering statements. Think of it as rewriting a script that your brain listens to every day. Why is it important? because your inner dialogue shapes your actions. If you constantly tell yourself, not good enough, you start believing it and you live according to that belief. But if you tell yourself, I'm learning and I'm capable, you start believing that instead. And it changes how you approach life. Take one of the negative beliefs that you've identified earlier and reframe it. Instead of, I'm not good enough, try, I'm capable and I'm always growing. Repeat that new statement whenever you catch yourself falling back into old habits. It might feel strange at first, but repetition is key to changing those deep-rooted thoughts. Let's take a moment and talk about when we let that inner critic run the show. Have you ever had a dream or a goal you wanted to pursue, but talked yourself out of it? The truth is, every time we listen to that inner voice, we put our purpose on hold. This is about more than just self-doubt. It's about your life's potential. When you give in to your critic, you deny yourself the chance to grow, to explore, and to make an impact. Imagine what you could accomplish if that voice wasn't in the way. Think of one thing you've always wanted to do but haven't. Because of that inner critic, write it down and then write one small action you can take towards it. It could be researching the project, it could be making a phone call, or even just talking about it out loud with a friend. This is how you start to reclaim your purpose. Let's talk about the most effective way to quiet your inner critic, which is taking purposeful action. Here's a secret. When you act, especially when you take steps that align with your values, you prove to yourself that you're capable. This is how you show your inner critic that it's wrong. Every action you take is evidence against that voice that says you can't. The more evidence you collect, the quieter the voice becomes. Purposeful action just doesn't silence the critic, it empowers you. Today, I challenge you to take one small action that aligns with your true self. Maybe it's signing up for that class you've been putting off, or sharing your work with someone. Whatever it is, make it small and achievable, but also make it count. Every action is a step towards becoming the person that you're meant to be. So, to recap, we've talked about understanding the origin of your inner critic, identifying what triggers it, and realizing how it keeps you from living authentically. We also looked at how to replace negative self-talk, the ways that your cruel inner voice can derail your purpose, and how purposeful action can quiet it down. Remember, your inner critic is not the truth. It's just a voice that can be changed, programmed, and ultimately turned into your ally. You deserve to live a life that aligns with your deepest values, and it starts with changing that inner dialogue. What's one action that you're going to take today to start rewriting your story? Let's support each other on this journey of growth. If you found this video helpful and are ready to continue your journey, click on the screen to watch the next video. 3 ways to improve your positive self-talk. It'll help you dig deeper into understanding and improving your self-talk. Remember, you have the power to change your story, and I'll see you guys in the next video.